Mr. Bali, welcome. From the perspective of the automobile sector, what are the key highlights that you'd be looking out for most, given the fact that this is ultimately just an interim budget?
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul, for having me. Rahul, I think what we would want the government to do is basically continue with all the good work the government has been doing over the last several budgets in terms of. So we would recommend that the government continues expending money on CAPEX to build to continue to build the infrastructure, which and that creates long-term growth. That's one. The second is and this also will help the logistics cost reduction, which is so much important for us, and also tackle the supply side constraints over a longer term. So I think that's one area where CAPEX needs to continue to be spent on money. The second is, of course, very importantly, the industrial growth, the manufacturing growth. And there are a number of factors, and this is going to be a long-term thing, because a lot of efforts have to be made when it comes to manufacturing and other industrial activities. So because it is one area which is relatively fragile, you see a lot of swing in the growth rates. In a particular month it grows very well, in another month it goes down. So I think we need support there. So therefore things like helping the MSMEs, additional schemes like the PLI or the ELI, which could be employee incentive schemes. I mean, some of those things need to be done. And very importantly here, a lot of spend will have to be on the R&D. And this is one missing area. We spend as a nation, overall we spend just about 0.6 or 0.7% of our GDP on R&D. So therefore, this is one area where we would want some sort of a guidance by the government in terms of their direction towards.
There is some talk about the government coming out with announcements which will help the faster adoption of electric mobility. What would you ideally like to see?
I mean, I think there have been schemes. So see, electric mobility is a very tall subject, and it's a very complex subject. We need to develop the entire ecosystem to be able to reach the final destination on electric mobility. There are many players. There is a lot of focus on energy transition. So I think that's going to be one. Of course, the FAME 3 scheme, which is expected to be announced at some point in time, definitely helps to I would say, kickstart the process little faster, because the initial cost of electromobility, the capital cost is always higher, and over time it moderates down. So that is where you need a glide path through some support. So it will be absolutely a welcome sign if we have another FAME type of scheme which covers also the public transport, because that's one area which is very important, because while we sort out the challenges with regards to emission, we also need to sort out some challenges with regards to congestion in our cities. So therefore, today there's a congestion with too many diesel vehicles. You don't want the same congestion to happen on account of electric vehicles. So you need to have a public transport system which supports the sustainable development of cities, because cities are going to be the engines of growth. We need to ensure that these cities perform and deliver on all cylinders, and not, So I think that's going to be welcome news, Rahul, to come back to your point on electromobility,